LinkedIn. So, why should we reuse LinkedIn in the first place? First, it's free advertising. Everyone needs to have a LinkedIn profile unless you're in certain government positions and need your anonymity. But for the most part, every employer is going to be looking on LinkedIn to see your profile, to see who you are, what you're about, who you know. I like to use LinkedIn as an opportunity to research companies and organizations. It's a great way to find alum. It's also just a great way to stay up on industry news and trends. So, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, we are going to create one and we're going to build out a profile. Here's a few examples of some of the profiles that we can build out. You'll see these have banners, professional pictures, which will be coming up in a few weeks, um, uh, headlines, lots of connections, about section, mutual groups. So we're also going to join our GPS mutual group. We have a group for alum, including current students and alum. And it is a private group, but you will be joining this group, and I'll walk you through that process. So think about our LinkedIn when we're looking at, I'm going to start from top to bottom. We want to make sure we have a nice professional picture, which pictures are coming up in a few weeks, unless you have one that you absolutely want to use. I also think having a very nice banner, something related to either being school or the industry that you're going into. Just lots of great places, lots of great pictures that we have available to you, and some links that we can get you some of those LinkedIn banners. But I do think it's really important that you have a headline that indicates who you are and what you're doing. I Here's some really great examples. I like to use the vertical bar to separate some things out. I believe you have 120 to 150 characters. That is a really great place to identify the types of jobs that you're looking for. Specifically, if you know I want to do public policy, maybe I want to use that space for public policy and not necessarily my degree. Um, you can see there's one that's a policy, aspiring policy analyst, NGO, disaster relief and prevention. Again, kind of looking forward, looking ahead at who you want to be when you graduate, what kind of jobs that you want. Lots of different ways to do this, but I definitely recommend using real words that you would see on a job description. That way, um, LinkedIn will identify those as a data analyst or a policy analyst, very specific words that you would want to get found for. So here's a few different examples of some alum. Um, Rachel talks a lot about her geospatial analysis and remote sensing, and now at ICI. And then Kenneth Brown kind of just talks a little bit about who he is, from um, Ocean Minded Avid, kind of tells a little bit about him, right? Avid surfer. And also has kind of a background that is important to them. Again, the banner, it could be industry related, it could just be a picture that you really enjoy. So we're going to dig into this a little bit more. You can build your own banner in Canva for free. So I think that's a really great way to get some more words on here. I probably would have left sustainability, ESG reporting, corporate social responsibility up in the banner, and then use something under the header, something different under the header. But you can see that she has her current company as well as the school on the right hand side over here, over in this area, and then also what a name that she would like to be known for. So she put it, Navi put it in the middle, and that's always really helpful. It's a really great picture. I don't mind black and white. I think it looks great. Nice smile, friendly face. I always say smile with your eyes. Here's another great picture of a student. Again, part of has our school up here, and also her employer was GPS, and then talked about aspiring toward a career that combines biochemistry and social science. Another really great background that had been filled out. I probably would have brought this picture closer so you didn't have this framed side frames over here. I probably would have brought it closer and just brought her face closer up. Here's a few more examples, but we're going to go kind of moving down from our banner and our picture and our header. And now we're moving down into this featured section, a really great area to highlight events that you've gone to, certifications that you've gained, experiences that you want to highlight. It doesn't even have to be your document or post. You can post other people's documents as well, but it does make the reader immediately kind of get a better idea of who you are and what you're all about. Then we're going to move into the about section. Really important that we use our about section to talk a little bit about us. I think it's great when we put ourselves in the first person. We are inviting people to get to know us beyond just being a student. We talk a little bit about our skills, and then maybe we even have a call to action with a location of where people can reach you. So I think this is a really great example of someone who has thoughtfully put a lot of information into the about section, and it's also full of a ton of keywords that could be really helpful in finding this. This is a heavily searchable field for keywords, and that could also be really helpful. Here's a few other examples. These are short and sweet. This is very just kind of high level, open to opportunities. Maybe there's a contact or a call to action. It doesn't have to be long, but I do think it's a really missed opportunity if you don't build it out a little bit more, so that you're really answering. I think it's kind of the mashup of tell me about yourself and maybe a professional summary that you would have had on your resume. We don't really put professional summaries on our resume right now because they're typically one page, but this could be a really great place to kind of have that, is like a little bit about me, what I'm all about, what I'm looking for, and a call to action. We're going to move down to the experience section. I think it's really great that we add all of the experiences that we are have while we're here at school. So some of those could be from your being like a RA or a TA or just your internship. I really think it's helpful that you can describing projects or some of the things that you've done within those projects. Considering this is experience. One, experience doesn't expire. And two, you don't have to get paid to put experience under your LinkedIn profile or your resume. We have to pull from wherever we can pull from. So remember, it doesn't have to be a paid job to put experience here. We just need to be able to show an employer that we're capable of these skills and we've had some kind of experience, whether that be in the classroom or whether that be outside of the classroom. In the education section, we are going to go through and make sure that you put all of your education in here, including all of the activities that you might have. You can add some of your certifications down here or even relevant coursework. That could be really helpful. It's a great way to highlight all of your experience, especially if some of it you're not putting on your resume. We can always keep it here. It could just trigger a thought with somebody and may say, oh, I happen to go to that school as well. It might not be on your resume because it's your associate's degree, or maybe it was a different degree that you had or some kind of training that you had. And if anything, it becomes a conversation starter. And that is it. Now, we ran through that really fast, so I will be working with you on individual career LinkedIn audits, you're welcome to make appointments anytime throughout the year. And we'll probably have some workshops that will dive deeper into each one of the components that I think will be really helpful for employers to be able to find you.